nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. Ain't nothing gonna change but my level. Ooh, ain't nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. I've been fucking up the game on the regular.
Ooh, yeah, I've been posted on the counter. From Philly to New York to California. I got all these backwoods and I'm smoking. Thought I had a blue flat away and rolling. Ooh, she ate the dick for 4 hours. Fucking with my jewels on in the shower. Getting brain on the E-way while I'm driving. Almost crazy, goddamn, she a problem. Ooh, don't nothing matter but the paper. The money on the other line, I call you later. She don't wanna be saved, don't save me. Just got that all white thing, that's why you hating. Ooh, I'm busting rubber bands out. 30 racks on me, y'all came from the trap house. Shorty on that pole and she bout to cash out. I take her to the crib and fuck it till we pass out. Ooh,
ain't nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. Ain't nothing gonna change but my level. Ain't nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. I've been fucking up the game on the regular.
Ooh, I slide through something fun. Oh, bitch hating on me cause I'm bomb. Nigga talk about the money but they frown. We get that work, flood the black just like New Orleans. Ooh, these bitches laughing cause you funny. Nigga got their hand out, get nothing from. Club talk, but my rolling mix sun. Ice out, Tony G to the money. Ooh, I'm about to order 25. I be swimming through the money with my guy. Hollywood Boulevard, I'm with a mile. I hate that pussy, hit that sweeter than Moscato. Ooh, I go where you can't go. West side nigga, yeah, I'm all about that dough. Still in the hood, trapping out the bed though. If you ain't pictured in a mile, we just can't blow.
Ain't nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. Ain't nothing gonna change but my level. Ain't nothing changed but my level. I've been fucking up the game on the regular. She ain't fucking with you lames cause you regular. I've been fucking up the game on the regular.
Right, that's right.
Because you lame.
Hey,
Going up now.
shout out to Maul G, Santos LB4R on the regular Comfortable Podcast here at Studio 206. Right. So we're here at this new home. Everybody knows we're community self-awareness podcast in New Jersey. We do music, radio, advertising, so a whole bunch of things. And I'll get into that later, but we're glad that you watch us on every podcast network, every social media, on our website. Hopefully you haven't went to our website to subscribe because you get a lot of benefits with your subscription. And we just want to thank you guys for helping us build this platform.
Got a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
We got a lot of good stuff coming. We implementing some good programs. We got different topics, but today it's Thirsty Thursday. It's always on Thursday. We talk about thirsty people sometimes, anything that quenches your thirst. So
unquenchable thirst.
And mostly on Thursdays, me and Fred, we do the Thirsty Thursdays, but Thursday, Janika's gonna come back, the mogul queen. So we're dedicating today to being healthy. It's Health Day, you know what I mean? So it's health awareness when Janika Quinones Mobile Quino Rare Jewel nonprofit organization will be hosting the Thursday shows, co-hosting the Thursday shows. Nice, right? Isn't that nice? And we also got Fire Nation Flames is going to be stepping in, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So we give Fred a little break, even though I need Fred here. Fred is like my Twitch. You know what I mean? I need him. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to fit in. We're going to get in where we fit in. First of all, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
right?
always around and touch in.
Yeah.
I got a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening, and I'll be around. I'm around, and I'm here. I'm gonna be here.
Well, see, that's the main thing about working a podcast. First of all, most of us is on what we call CP time. You know what I mean? Supposed to start at 5 o'clock. We don't start till 5:15. But that's because you own it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You built it. You own it. You can do that. You know what I mean? No disrespect to nobody that has been waiting, and we really, 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 really appreciate you. But sometimes, traffic gets to you or whatever, things like that. You know what I mean? And then another thing in podcasting, Fred, when we make those mistakes and the thing don't work and you think you put something on the screen, it ain't on the screen, or you try to listen to a music track or whatever, you can't hear it, blunders, you say the wrong thing, anything, you know what I mean? Or the internet's not working. You get in there, and it's a whole lot of things. But this is what I want to say. I'm grateful. I'm humbled that I was able to acquire my own studio so that my expectations of anything is not higher than my head. I can't expect other people's equipment to work right. I can't expect people to have an expectation of me or what I do on the podcast other than my co-host. We discuss. I was always wondering what time that train is going to come by, about 5:20, huh? Okay. It's not that bad, though. Anyway, it comes by once a day. But, other than what me and the co-hosts and the guests talk about, that's all we got to worry about. And most of that is like random. And, all that's cool. Fred, your Facebook had been disconnected on here. So since we ran so late, I ain't let you go back on. But if you want to sign into Facebook, I can hook you up.
Oh.
Huh?
What did happen again?
I don't know, but you need to go live.
Again?
But you need to go live.
Hold on. All right.
You need to go live. Now, I usually go live on Instagram, but I'm not going live on Instagram and stuff like that on my phone because my phone keeps ringing and whatnot, and I have to answer questions and answer phones and do different things. So, and I'm not doing it. So, I don't know. Oh, it's crazy. So, I want to talk about this since it's Thirsty Thursday. I turn it down. It's Thirsty Thursday. You should have just went live. You don't have to go live on Facebook? Huh? You don't want to?
I'm just going to post it on my page.
Let me just share. Sorry. All right. The Secret Service. When cocaine was found in the White House, and it was, they say it was possibly dropped by an authorized person. That's the headline, Fred. So you can comment on the headline before I even read what stuff that they say.
Yeah, the headline is always about a narrative. So,
Now, this is coming from the Secret Service.
Yeah, the Secret Service. And what happened? What's the blunder?
The blunder is they said that it was possibly dropped by somebody that was authorized to be in the White House.
Okay, so they're blaming everything on the presidency again. Okay.
Well, how else would the bag of cocaine get in the White House if an unauthorized person is not in? If you're unauthorized, that means you're not in.
But
Everybody that goes in the White House is authorized.
The even bigger question is how and why is that the public's business? That's all I want to know.
Because they were stupid when they found it.
So
they just thought, oh, it's
but
what is that stuff? That Zach, what was that stuff they used to the white powder they used to put in their
anthrax.
Anthrax. They thought it was anthrax.
All right, but hold on, wait.
So instead of knowing that somebody's
my next
in the
question
bathroom.
My next question is
tooting up.
How did it make it to the
Beat
White
me
House?
up, Scotty. Scotty wrote it.
I want to know. So you got U.S. Postal Service, you got DSL, DHP, whatever it is. You got FedEx. You got the Brown. You got what's that? What's the Brown delivery? The Brown truck that delivers.
Buster Brown.
No, the Brown truck that deliver your items, deliver your shit.
Yeah, it's
No.
the UPS.
UPS, right? So who
Not
the
called
hell?
Buster Brown.
Who's delivering to the White House and don't know what's coming there?
It's not that.
Okay,
It fell out somebody's pocket.
it fell out somebody's pocket.
Yes,
Okay,
a coke sniffer.
okay.
Yes.
So what's the problem?
Okay, so the U.S. Secretary, the U.S. Secret Service has stated that the substance that was found in the White House on July 3rd has definitely been identified to be cocaine, and it may have been brought in by someone who works there and had the authorization to be there. The spokesman said the incident with the illegal drug is under investigation, but doesn't appear to be any significant threat to the West Wing. They said they're going to do their best to identify who brought it in. Now, when all this happens, isn't the first thing that they do is run the cameras?
Yeah.
Well, what? Remember they run the cameras. They're not telling that.
But I don't know if there's any footage inside of the White House.
The area where the drug was found was closed to the public.
I don't know if there's any footage.
He described it as an area where staff, the media,
Okay.
guests, and others with business in the West Wing gathered
Okay.
during the security screening process.
All right.
And he said, this is what's the guy's name? Google now. He couldn't provide specifics because it's a security concern.
Right. No cameras. Nowhere. On the premises, inside of the premises.
Everybody who walks through that area has to be identified.
Yep, by a specialized camera system, nothing that the public can see.
And he said it's a busy spot, so they patting people down and shit. And what happened was somebody had to coke.
That man ain't need to be packed down.
Somebody had to coke.
It was somebody that was trusted and responsible.
He said there's multitudes of individuals.
Here's the
that
thing.
go through there.
There's somebody who was
They want to
trusted
blow it off. That's
and
right.
responsible, and he fucked up, and he's not going to get in trouble. Somebody else on the small side is going to take the fall.
They don't want to blame it on nobody, Fred.
No.
They said there's multitudes of individuals.
I don't
that
give a
go
shit
there.
if it was the man.
But they know it was one of them.
I don't give a shit if it was the chief and commander's bag of coke. Somebody lost it, and somebody's got to pay for it.
There's more than one person getting high in the White House.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
Whatever happened-
Doors hitting that wall.
Whatever happened got out. That means whatever happened, somebody told somebody on some Twitter account.
That's why that's
Now they have to report it to cover their CYA, cover their asses. But you know who's not going to pay for it? The motherfucker whose fingerprints are on the motherfucker bag, cocaine.
Yeah, it's fingerprints on it. So they didn't check that, you know, but they saying that area is open for everybody. And the screening, he said the screening process usually wouldn't include narcotics detection, but still the agents would, you know, be looking for any weak areas that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just said that, you know, they will not be involved. The White House will not be involved in the investigation.
Yeah.
They just said let the Secret Service do their job.
That's what they do. Let the Secret Service do their job, which is picking up the ball that they dropped.
They said they'll take any action that is appropriate and
Mhm.
warranted,
On the person
and then the outcome
that
of
can take
you
the
know.
fall.
the investigation.
And that person has got to take the fall, has got to go to jail and look after somebody that's locked up. That's what's going to
They said it
happen.
was.
Am I talking too much? I think so.
And the president, Joe Biden and his family, they were reportedly at Camp David when
What
that
happened?
substance was found.
Reportedly.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
So why did
he
he
wasn't.
need?
He wasn't
Why-
there.
Why did they need to say reportedly?
Well, that's what
I'm
they said. He
concerned
was
about the
reported.
word.
They were told he wasn't there. You know what I mean?
But they
So
were
that's the
told about
report.
the cocaine that they found. Why did they have to tell again about the whereabouts of the president at the time of the finding?
Listen, they're saying there were tours on June 30th, July 1st, July 2nd before the substance was found on July 3rd.
Unverifiable whereabouts of the president. You
I know.
Right.
But tours
Yeah,
aren't scheduled on federal holidays or on days when the White House will host a specific or
Okay.
significant event.
But we also can't tell or verify anything.
And they had tours over the weekend, but stressed that the area isn't still open to the public. So the tours had nothing to do with it.
What they call them
The
smoking
West
Joe.
Wing
They
tours,
call them
they're
Smoking
limited,
Joe. They call them-
extremely limited.
They call them smoking
can't
Joe,
go in
not
the West
Smoking Joe,
Wing.
so.
You can't go in the West Wing.
You can't film in the West
And
Wing.
they said that Mr.
So-
Biden or any of his staff, they're not saying whether or not they're reviewing the security procedures.
Right, but his name is Smoking Joe, not Sniffing Joe. So it can't be Joe Biden.
You know, he's had.
But they found a bag of weed.
Well, they're confident that they'll get to the bottom of it.
They found a bag of weed, and we had to say that's probably Joe, because they do call him Smoking Joe.
The president,
Smoking Joe Biden.
the president wants them to find out, and so does Donald Trump. He responded to on social media, and the social media is called Truth Social. This is what he said.
Here it is.
What Trump?
Yeah.
He said, "Does anybody really believe that cocaine?"
Oh, shit.
I can't even do it. It's in capital letters. Does anybody really believe? Wow. Does anybody really believe that cocaine found in the West Wing of the White House, very close to the Oval Office? Look, you know, I just think it's very close it is for the use of anyone other than Hunter and Joe Biden.
So I'm going to say no comment on that one, but boy, I can't.
Thirsty.
I can't
I
help.
think Donald Trump wasn't thirsty.
This is my fucking guy.
I think
And I'm gonna say
Donald
it
Trump
again.
was thirsty.
I don't give a shit what none of the ignorant niggas say, right? Because I'm gonna say ignorant niggas, right?
We all think the same thing.
I don't
not
give a
for,
shit what
not
none
for who the
That's my
cocaine was
fucking
for.
guy, Trump.
But I know it's a team of people in there getting high, and they all get
Make
from the same people.
America great again. Trump 2024.
They had to
Let's fucking
evacuate.
go.
Listen, they had to evacuate.
Because this is what you gotta think about. How would somebody?
Why
first
didn't
of
you
all-
pick up the little
No, no, no.
baggie
But
and know
here's
that was coke?
even
It was a small baggie. What was
here's
it?
the
A big
bigger-
bowler
here's the
bag?
bigger
What did they have,
question.
a brick?
Here's the even bigger question. Who the fuck was there to run their mouth to tell some really important people lost their fucking cocaine? Who tweeted that? How did it get out? Because whatever.
No, it's news.
No. It's not news. But
It's
listen,
news because
It leaked. So
it
this
did
is
not
CYA.
leak.
This
It
is
did
cover.
not
This is
leak. Listen,
CYA, cover your ass. This is what that is. When the media, when now, because we can't stop the information exchange. We cannot stop information exchange. Information is expedient. When something gets out, it's out. Boom. So now it's gotta be fucking damage control. So now what the CIA will do, they will have plunders and say, hey, somebody tweets, and boom, it gets out, it goes fucking haywire, fucking viral. They stop it, shut it down, and they say, hey, somebody dropped cocaine in the White House on the news. Trust me, that's not the public's business. And if they was doing it, they was trying to cover their fucking ass from whoever leaked it. So my question is, who was the nut that saw it and leaked it?
this is it. They didn't see it and leak it. What happened was they thought it was anthrax or something, and they evacuated the White House. Therefore, the news.
So they had to talk. They had to tell why.
You have to come out to the Rose Garden and tell why people
That's
why you're being evacuated.
So the official story was
They said it was an unknown item.
right. Okay, that works. 'Cause I thought anthrax was like gray and cocaine is white.
They dispatched the hazmat team and the DC Fire Department and EMS, and that's what happened.
Okay.
So that's how it gets out from all the stuff.
Well, to me, it still sounds weird, but hey.
And it ain't the first time that illicit drugs have been made their way onto the premises.
Here's what you got to do.
You know,
Can I say this? You got to use discernment. You got to be like smart, like in school, and be like a nerd to know what science taught you and social studies and sociology and all the things, and use that when you fucking have to hear shit that don't make sense, and use that discernment to break it down and analyze it and have come up with your own logical reasoning and understanding of what you believe is real or fake. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we got comments, so I'll put it up like that so we can look good. But you know, rapper Snoop Dogg, he had told Jimmy Kimmel back in 2014 that he smoked marijuana in the White House bathroom.
I mean, listen, it's the White House.
Smoked blunt.
You think the presidents ain't chilling like, yo, we?
That's what we trying to say here.
They just niggas on a higher level. That's all they
That's
are.
what we trying to say here. You know what I mean?
But they gotta have composure.
Jimmy Carter said he revealed this. That his son Chip smoked a big fat Austin torpedo.
A torpedo?
With Willie Nelson.
I've never smoked a torpedo.
On the White House
with Willie
roof.
Nelson.
1980.
I would love to smoke
with Willie Nelson.
with Willie. Probably never happened, right?
I want to smoke with Wiz.
I would love to smoke with those guys, but to even say that, that's like an honor. I don't understand what the fuck. It's a game. It's
Always wanted to be
What
somebody
do you want with-
who's listening and
So you mean tell me
call me Pearl.
I can damage
All
my
I do
health by
is
smoking
roll
a
all
cigarette, but it's a problem with what came from the earth. Marijuana? Are you fucking serious? Get the fuck out of here.
You know Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane? She spiked Richard Nixon's tea with LSD in 1970.
Oh, because they was doing that was for Project Bluebeam.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, when it was I think it was Bluebeam when it was experimenting with the LSD and the DM, figuring out what DMT was, trying to and also they were spying on the Russians.
But they're not handing over the records. Secret Service.
So they gave the president the same juice they used to spy on the Russians. LSD. That's
They're not
LSD
complying with the FOIA, Freedom of
is. I think I'm
Information
talking too
Act.
much.
No, you're all right. So, they had a request for records relating to that cocaine that was found, and they got cited for interference in an ongoing investigation. The U.S. Secret Service got cited. Yeah.
There's been a whole change of command going on.
They said they won't comply. They told Bloomberg Business that they wouldn't comply with the FOIA.
Oh, yeah, it's going. Yeah, so the government.
Damn.
So here's what's going on with the government. Little government institutions that's supposed to be on the same page. They beefing. These families that are in charge of certain things, they having a clash. There's something going on. There's something going on.
They're saying it's a little bag of cocaine and millions of people came through it and stopped bugging us.
Mhm.
Okay, they asking them for information such as emails, text messages, memos, intelligent bulletins, threat assessments, after action reports, and any suspicious activity reporting regarding the cocaine found in the West Wing.
Who is that reckless?
Why do they need all that? That's thirsty.
That's thirsty. And they figure
That's thirsty.
to make it the public's
Somebody
business.
drops cocaine. Okay,
To make it the public's business.
everybody's safe. Somebody dropped cocaine. If you using coke and you working here at the White House and you coming through, however you authorize to get through this West Wing here, you better pride yourself on it and
Listen,
fix yourself
I'm
up.
just trying to figure out if all the
We're
shit
gonna
that's
get
going,
into health.
of
We're gonna
all
go
the
right
shit
into
that's
health
going on right
from
now, right?
here.
Of all the shit that's going on in the world, how the fuck is a bag of coke right outside the Oval Office important to the fucking average general public man or woman?
Well, it's news.
Why the fuck? That's not news.
It's
Well,
news.
okay, yeah, it's news.
It's news.
It's definitely news. It's definitely news. You're 100% right. It's news.
Mhm.
And news is not information.
It's news. We're talking about how they're
News.
reacting to it.
It's the difference between news.
You know what I mean?
enlightenment
How
and information.
how they're reacting to it is really too much.
You got news,
That's what you mean.
you got information, and you got enlightenment.
I guess.
That's the levels.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I don't blame them for not wanting to give up all that stuff. Ain't nobody emailing and talking and doing drug deals over the thing because you found one little bag of cocaine. Relax, please, White House. I'm done with this story. I'm really done with this story. I think there's very thirsty.
So what it is then now marijuana is replacing tobacco. They want cocaine to follow. That's the problem. They want to fucking sniff as much cocaine as they want to.
Yeah.
So let's fucking, you guys are smoking your weed, right? Why the fuck can't we sniff our cocaine? That's what it boils down to.
Yeah. All right. I said we was going to go right into health, but we're not. We're going to just do this one right here. So the Supreme Court rules for a designer who doesn't want to make wedding websites for gay couples.
What?
Hmm? Let's
Okay.
see what it says. What?
It's
You
all
don't want
good.
to.
It's all good, whatever they want to do. Let's like make it a neutral zone where people can live their traditional lives and the new world can live their lives. I think that'd be a good, harmonious society.
Well, let's see why the Supreme Court is involved. Okay, if he's a designer, I feel like you make what you want. But why is the Supreme Court involved? You know what I mean?
Because of the
We're
infringements
gonna
upon.
see how they got in here.
Okay,
into
Let's see.
they're not messing with
It
you
infringes
because
in-
you make what you want to make.
No, but it
You
infringes.
draw what you want to draw. You create what you want
Yeah,
to
but
create.
what it does, it bleeds over into my side of the grass, because now my kids got to see homosexuality, and that's not what I'm okay with.
But we're not going there.
Yeah,
We're just trying to find out why the Supreme Court is in his business
know
and see
why.
if they're thirsty or
That's
not.
the top court. They really,
You know what I mean? You can't stop them from existing because they do, and that's something that you have to teach your kids, that they're gonna come across, and teach them how to survive in that world. You know what I mean? And choice is a choice. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
Power.
Be around it or you don't. It's
Don't.
a choice. But I just want to know why the Supreme Court is up in his business. Okay, so in a defeat for gay rights, the Supreme Court's conservative majority ruled on Friday that a Christian graphic artist who wants to design wedding websites can refuse to work with same-sex couples.
Oh.
One of the court's liberal justices wrote in a dissent that the decision's effect is to mark gays and lesbians for a second-class status, and that the decision opens the door to other discrimination. Yeah, I agree. The court ruled 6-3 for designer Lori Smith, saying she can refuse to design websites for same-sex weddings despite a Colorado law that bars discrimination based on sexual orientation, race, gender, and other characteristics. The court said forcing her to create the websites would violate her free speech rights under the Constitution's First Amendment.
Yeah, so here's the argument. Do you compromise freedom of expression and freedom of speech from the traditional standpoint? That still stands. It's like maritime versus constitutional law, right?
Yeah, but all of it contradicts each other.
Yeah, but listen, it contradicts. So what's the override? Who wins?
Nobody wins.
So it's a perpetual stalemate. That's all it is.
No.
Perpetual stalemate. So who wins now? You used to say that you wanted all these rights and freedoms. That happened. So I can elect to say I don't want to feel like I'm pressured and have a moral obligation to support homosexuality when that's not what I'm teaching in my household. That's not the energy I want to bring home to my family. I don't want my son to grow up to be a homosexual. I want my son to carry on my legacy and find a good girl. I love women. I find a good girl, and my daughter to find a man, and them to continue my blood lineage. I don't want them to, So here's the thing. It's got to be like, not to say like they're second-class citizens. They're first class, but they're their own class. And can it be like separate from what we do here in the traditional sense, where man meets woman?
Under
Where there's Adam and
what
Eve.
law is she under? Colorado.
That Adam and Steve do their thing, and we have Adam and Eve on this side and Adam and Steve on that side. I think that's cool.
We understand your feelings. Okay. The decision suggests that artists, photographers, videographers, and writers are among those who can refuse to offer what the court called expressive services if doing so would run contrary to their beliefs. That's what you just said. But that's different from other businesses not engaged in speech and therefore not covered by the First Amendment, such as restaurants and hotels. So you can't say, oh, you're gay, you can't come in here. Can't stay here.
Well, listen, if I had a restaurant, I don't give a shit who eats here.
See, that's different.
That's different.
Why is it so different?
Because food brings everybody. Everybody needs to eat. That's the one thing everybody can agree on. Yeah, but that's the thing with food. You can't let someone who can't pay for the food not come eat.
She just doesn't want to put two of the same sex up on her website. That's what it is.
Yeah, because here's the thing. She's got an image to uphold and a brand to protect.
don't nobody care, but only maybe 1/5 of the world.
I kind of care.
Phew. Justice Neil Gorsuch wrote for the court's 6th constitutional justice at the First Amendment envisions the United States as a rich and complex place where all persons are free to think and speak as they wish, not as the government demands.
That's a true republic. That's a true republic. But because people depend so much on these institutions so hard and so badly, they got to do whatever the government said they want them to do.
The opportunity to think for ourselves and to express those thoughts freely is among our most cherished liberties and part of what keeps our republic strong.
Yes, our republic. Republic. I love the word republic.
So the decision is a win for religious rights and one in a series of cases in recent years, which, they sided with religious justice, we sided with religious plaintiffs. So, like, I don't know, shit like a football coach who prayed on the field at his public high school after games. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. They don't want, nobody's doing that crap no more.
Well, it's going back to that time.
It's not crap, but, but they're not doing it.
They're going back to a time where that's going to turn over again. That's supposed to be the traditions, the rituals. Let's see it. What do you do to pull off the win?
Last Thursday, the court in unanimous decision, they used the case of a Christian mail carrier. He wanted to deliver Amazon packages on Sundays.
Oh, well, that's his. If he was supposed,
that solidified his protection.
Yeah, because if that's his day of
religious accommodations.
Yeah, I thought that. Why is that even a problem? Like, I had to go to church. I had to do a bunch of stuff with my pastor and the deacons. I ain't got no time to deliver no damn package. And then my mom wanted to stay after service for the dinner and shit. Excuse my language, but yeah, I ain't got time to deliver no package. Like, I'm busy all day with the church.
Well, this decision is also a retreat on gay rights for the court. For nearly 3 decades, the court has expanded the rights of LGBTQ people, most notably giving same-sex couples the right to marry in 2015.
Yes, the fuck they did.
And announcing 5 years later in a decision, written by Gorsuch, that a landmark civil rights law also protects gay, lesbian, and transgender people from employment discrimination.
And we still ain't talking about reparations yet. They still ain't getting the thick and thin about reparations. But let's go. Go ahead.
So now this latest decision ruling against Ms. Smith will allow the government to force all manner of artists, speech writers, and others whose service involves speech to speak what they do not believe on pain of penalty. For example, a gay web designer could be forced to design websites for an organization that advocates against same-sex marriage. You know what I mean? So you might be forced to work for somebody who's against your principles.
All right.
Countless other creative professionals too could be forced to choose between remaining silent, producing speech that violates their beliefs, or speaking their minds and incurring sanctions for doing so.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
So what happens is, here's what's going on A population collapse is when it doesn't continue to populate at a growth capacity. At a projected growth capacity is enough people in the next 20, 50, or 100 years are producing to continue what we've created in terms of infrastructure, institution, corporate structure, and then the supply chain of intermediate uh, businesses and facilities that provide a standard of living for the people who live this lifestyle here in fucking America. This is what happens with when you create systems to propagate and support same
Yeah.
sex anything, because it slows down the population chain. You got supply chain. Well, I'm gonna fucking call this the population chain. The population chain is being broken because people are not producing as the traditional values would include. And at the same time, with men not being in a position to continue to secure and provide because they're touching into the feminine source, which is to nurture and support some other man, a man being a man, support another man, and they're not. But here's the thing with that: is demilitarization that makes us weak. That puts too much pressure on the woman that can't sit in her divine energy because she's got to be the secure and provider with the little leftover men that's still securing and providing. So that's where that's fucked up. It creates a weak society. For if with the economists are reporting should happen in 2030, depopulation, demilitarization, the government could just leave. And it can be a real apocalypse where the food stop coming, the supplies stop coming, the jobs stop paying, and then what the fuck we do?
Well, it's the first time in history that the court grants a business open to the public and give them the constitutional right to refuse to serve members of a protected class. I just don't get it. I don't. And I think that's real thirsty of the Supreme Court. They're thirsty.
They got to think long term. Either way, they
Yeah.
got to think long term.
Yeah.
People can have their lives and they can. People are always gay, but why is this such a big deal now? So let them be gay in their own world and then not let it impede on what people are trying to make families now. Let's not, because we don't, I just don't understand what people are doing. It's still weird to me, but I'm all into tolerance too, whatever tolerance is. I'm good for that too, but there's a sense of decorum with all things. Yeah, seriously.
Wow, it's just killing me. I don't even understand it. You know what I mean?
Them damn Borgs and them beings come here and want to assimilate this whole planet. What the fuck we gonna do now? They need some fucking men to stand up. What we gonna do? Tell y'all to be fucking Amazon? Go back to the Amazon again?
I don't know. Let me play a song.
Shit.
All right, y'all. We got some music for y'all. We're gonna play Pipper's Green Giant. Oh, wait a minute. Well, I gotta let's see what's going on. Look, I got the beat. I got the beat. This ain't even the whole song. Lose the song. But y'all get the gist of it. That's the beat. You like that beat? Yeah, that's the beat. Papers. I don't know how that's up on my thing. I thought it was a song. But anyway, y'all. Mm-hmm.
I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Uh-huh.
I said it started out as fee fi fo fum.
I got a good one. I got a good one. I got a good one as nobody heard. You know, it's playing on my radio station, the Block 105 radio, also as well as RMC Independent Radio. I got a lot going on and a lot to offer, and I know, like I said, people watching from different platforms. I'm trying to stay on schedule. All right. Or what I'm trying to do up there. But anyway, a lot of stuff going on. All right. I was trying to stay in schedule. What time is it? It's about to be after 6 o'clock.
That's right for you.
We be spending good, been block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop. We be spending good, been the block time, joining in the morning with his ass. We be spending good, been the block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop. You wanna talk about it, they gotta be about it. I know some niggas slide, but take your G about it. And if you never hit it, they no ever speak about it. Put you in the dirt, your mama weep about it. Before I had kids, I was just with dad kids. And then I've been black friends, trying to take a back. I was sitting with no bell, homie, niggas with bell. Call me pussy burn bridges in a couple days, turn dummy. So like some niggas kind that loyalty. Action only spoil you. All they talking, it ain't walking, it is really, really boring. I was born in the 80s, I was raised in the 90s. From a city where it's litty, but them niggas still really spinning cars. Been the block time, joining in the morning with the fast 6 o'clock. We be spinning cars. Been the block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop. We be spinning cars. Been the block time, joining in the morning with the fast 6 o'clock. We be spinning cars. Been the block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop.
Spinning on niggas that say they looking for me. Taught her how to whip that work and now I let it cook it for me. I don't even talk to promoters, managers, buckets for me. Waiting for this package to land, they got some cookies for me. Been your block bombed out too deep, we hop out. He ran so I chased him, he died in front of his mom. Ops trying to team up for information and swap out. I guess they gotta learn the hard way, y'all gon' find out. They see how the heat blind, we show up at the revamp. Found with 3 holes in his face, look like a ski man. See me come and use your reflexes, nigga reach back. Y'all try to get it out, we slide and we send it out.
Been the block time, joining in the morning with the fast 6 o'clock. We be spinning cars. Been the block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop. We be spinning cars. Been the block time, joining in the morning with the fast 6 o'clock. We be spinning cars. Been the block slide through with the script in his ass with the mop. Got me shooting for the cameras, a bunch of gram killers.
My youngin' put the hammer to your land and hit gram killer.
A bunch of wolves in the field, we a bunch of land
I'm
killers.
taking pills, stressed out, so looking for my man killer.
We gon' catch him, we gon' wait and turn him into landfiller.
Everybody with me, rock and roll, bitch, I'm a band member.
Nice cheeks on his head, turn him to a clan member.
Them ran niggas thought they was the shit until the fan hit it.
Spinning guns,
Pen and block,
eat him up like a soda.
it's getting hot.
Don't care you what you got.
You getting shot.
Like I said, I spinning guns. I'm bending blocks. We be spinning guns. Been the block time, joining in the morning with the fast 6 o'clock.
We be spinning cars, spinning blocks, slide through with the speaker, clean his ass with the mop. We be spinning cars, spinning block time, joining in the morning with his ass 6 o'clock. We be spinning cars, spinning blocks, slide through with the speaker, clean his ass with the mop.
Oh, how y'all like that? It's called Tom Joyner. Tom Joyner. That's my artist and my son, Sparky's and Santos. How y'all like that? You like that?
Yeah, that's some dope, bro.
Yeah, no, it's dope. Yeah, no, it's dope.
Dope.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
Real street shit.
So yeah, it's Black Card Revolt. No giveaways today. Nobody's on the line. I'm in the chat room. So you guys are not in the chat room right now. I don't know where you at, what you're doing. You're not in the chat room. So let you know about some upcoming promotions that we got going on. Well, something we've been doing our whole time, such as our interviews, you know. So you know that we offer interviews in studio or online. You can do that for the podcast. You also can do it for podcast and radio. Okay? So you can have your interview here or online, and we can transfer that over to the radio stations where I'm the DJ. Okay? And you also get royalties and whatnot for your music. Or, you know, if you just want to have an interview, you know, about your business or whatever, it's good. But we offer a lot, and, you know, all our podcast platforms and social media, the website. So, you know, we talked to you the other day about the importance of podcasts and what podcasts is, how important they are and how strong they are in the media today. Okay,
Kind of like ASCAP and BMI. Just on the.
we're not like ASCAP and BMI, but a lot of people.
You might get a royalty check out of this.
You will get a royalty check.
You know.
Okay, if you're going on RMC Independent Radio or the Block 105 Radio. Okay,
They're
so
the
we
big
do
dogs, ASCAP and BMI.
voice drop advertising. We have sponsorship adverts, you know, advertisements, you know, sponsorship, which are like commercials. Yeah, a sponsorship would be like a commercial or something like that, or we talk about your brand or whatever. You could submit us a video clip. We have
Hi, we're the Intruders. One of our biggest hits. I'll always love my mama. We all love our mama and our family member who need help. Thanks to Inspire Home Care, my cousin knows I love her too. When I'm on the road, I can perform knowing my cousin is being cared for in the comfort of her own home by an Inspire caregiver. Call Inspire Home Care today for you or your loved one, because we all love our mama.
and I don't have to be in it. I just happen to be in that one.
Inspire
Right.
Home Care.
You can send us a video clip. You know what I mean? We have special rates going on for businesses and things like that for the things. And well, you know, the logistics of it and everything will be explained to you if you do sign up for that. We do our red carpet interviews at your location. You can book us so we can come and we can interview and do meet and greets and things like that. I do blogs on my website. However, I do blog on music blogs and stuff like that, but I haven't done that lately.
And let me just say, she was trying to be modest. She got the Intruders. I'll always love my mama. To do they did a home care that they're advertising for, and she's showing you on the Comfort Level podcast, how she do her thing. So just, you know, I know she won't embellish.
Kara's one of my sponsors.
She won't embellish, but yeah, they're one of her sponsors. This is high level stuff, so just let y'all know. All right.
That's right. Let's get into it. And we also can break your record. Okay, you got a track, we can break it on 2 radio stations. Okay, let me know how many radio stations is playing your song. But I got 2 for you. Put you in rotation.
Should get you in front of 318,000 people.
I do event flyers. I do the graphics myself. I make the event flyers. I can also make a bio flyer with you on it, make you look fabulous, talk about you fabulously in a little bit of space, you know, on a flyer, you know, and you can also transfer that into cards or anything that you would like to do. We also, but now that we have a studio here, we're going to be holding youth seminars and, you know, and maybe you would like to have a seminar here, you know, book our studio and have a seminar, you know what I mean? And not only in this room, you know, we have the meeting room next door where we will go, you know, and plug in the TV and the board and everything if you need to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have a lot of affiliated marketing concepts, you know, brand advice, affiliated branding, brand marketing. That's what we're doing. We're pushing brands, you know. We're here in the community, a high Nella. The plan is to bring attention to local businesses, local events, things like that, you know, to uplift the community. Because there's a lot of things going on around you that you don't even know about. I haven't even gotten into it. And the reason why that I do it, I want to do that, is because when I'm in my own community, there's nothing going on. But there's things going on. I just don't know about them. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Huh?
It does.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because if she knew about them, she would support it.
Yeah, you don't, you know, so the community is not getting much support. Like it's businesses and things that you.
But you want like mine. You want like
never
mine.
stopped.
You know,
never stopped.
Got a whole trail of businesses that want you to help them support them.
Right.
Yeah.
And you never
like,
stopped.
Got like 30 or 40 different businesses that wanted that
I
want her to help.
plan on starting in my
So she got her work cut out for her.
On my own street, going from business to business to business to business, and tell them about me and how that I can help them get more exposure. I'm not talking about, you know, like Canals Liquor Store, but maybe Canals need a little advertisement. You know, I can give them 30 to 60 seconds.
Listen, all the mom and pop businesses want to have supply chain problems. You rather have supply chain problems than problems making goddamn cash. You understand?
Yeah. And not only
you want to have a problem ordering more shit.
Not only that, the public
that's what you want.
And the public, the things that they have that they offer the public, you know, for our services and stuff like that.
I had to do the toxic nigga.
We're not using them either. We're not using them.
I had to do the toxic trauma nigga clap. Listen.
And speaking of toxic trauma, we're going right into health right here, right now. So health, you know, your health is at the center of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Every part of your life relies on you having good health or halfway decent health. You know what I mean? So we're going to say good health. You can't climb higher in all the other 7 areas of your life if you don't have enough physical energy to devote to each of them. So how do you value your health, Fred?
If you were able to maintain in good, substantially efficient and thrivable health, then you should be good, right? but there's people that can't maintain their health.
Man, I be praying.
So-
No, God, please.
Here's the thing about people who can't maintain their own health. It is hard for someone else to help you maintain your health for you. It is difficult and impossible because what happens if the person is all in and care a lot about you, they forget their own shit, their own priorities. That's the problem. So let's talk about people who help people who can't stay ahead of their own health and then forget and lose touch of everything they're dealing with because they're supporting you, because you have no support group. You have no family, no friends, no nothing.
Well, that's when you have to take a mental health break.
Yeah. You and the
The
person
relationships aren't-
advocating and
That's part of the
hating you.
that's a big part of living a healthy lifestyle, and matching your health values and nurturing relationships. If you have bad relationships, of course you're gonna feel like shit. You're always gonna feel like shit because your relationships with everybody is no good.
Yeah.
So you're miserable. And that's not healthy. What?
That is it.
That's it, right?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So sometimes you have to take a mental health break from somebody that's making you miserable. Or you have to take a mental health break because you're being miserable to somebody else and they're identifying it. You know what I mean? So you have to pull back. Your diet, you know what I mean? I'm not one to talk, but your diet, I know that has a lot to do with it because if you're hungry, you're aggravated. You know what I mean? If you're not eating right, you're sluggish. And your body is going through changes because you don't have the nutrients that you need to have in your body. So that's that. You gotta treat your body better. I'm learning this because I've been going through some things. I've been passing all the tests. So thank God I've been passing all the tests. Okay. So my stuff is probably coming down the old age. You know what I mean? Because every test that I take, I'm like passing it. They didn't put me in some shit. Looked like I was going up in space or something. I'm like, oh. The lady's like, don't worry. I'm like, well, you gonna close the door? Yes. I gotta be in a breathing booth. Passed every test. There's nothing wrong with my breathing. So this is another real important part of your health, your happiness. Now, how's happiness related to health, Fred?
Happiness is directly connected to health because it's one of those vibrational frequencies that relate to the health. Because when your entire body is in alignment with your spirit, that means you're vibrating at a frequency that doesn't allow sickness to occur, sadness to occur. That's the real simple, short. They try to make it complicated, but it's
not
real
as simple. It's not as simple as I can make it.
Yes, it is.
It's not as simple as I can make it.
Happiness. has
You're
to
right.
do-
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I can make it simpler than that.
So what would you say?
If you ain't happy, you don't do shit.
Yeah, when you do shit, you decline.
Right.
And then,
Yeah. You don't eat. You don't bathe. You just, you know what I mean? You're not active. You don't sleep.
you really go and see you really go to visit your deceased favorite aunt or uncle. That's what happens. When you decide that, you really go
Depression. You're
to
dead.
spend time with your deceased aunt and uncle in real time. That's what
That's
happens.
crazy. But happiness leads to healthier behaviors It helps your blood pressure and excess body fat and stuff like that. It lowers the risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. So that's why I'm not trying to be unhappy. I'm trying to keep myself happy because they worried about all this and stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't letting nothing take me down. You know,
Happiness is a high,
that's
but
it.
joy is a high.
So that's that is the part of the health that I really want to talk about. How do we make ourselves happy? You know what I mean?
How do you make yourself happy?
Well, some of us don't depend on somebody else to make us happy.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Men we kind of see this from a different angle. We know that some things can make people happy and some things can't, but we have to understand that also at the same time, and even men nationwide are starting to get it now, when the whole thing of me working on me is like a woman's thing, but now we're starting to understand what that means because we got to work on us too. But what can make you happy is what makes you happy, and you have to be in full control of that happiness. Someone else can't, because they'll just only make you happy for a little bit. You need like perpetual escape and happiness in that thing, because I got some things that I do, and you got some things you do, and let that be the sole source of your happiness. Never put that responsibility on someone else. TV got some shit you can watch too that'll give you got some patience, because I know I got my show. I can't wait till power come back out. Anyway.
Right.
I got some things that make me happy.
Watching your favorite show makes you happy.
Yeah, it makes me happy.
I got
as
some
hell.
stuff, man. I've been watching a few shows and stuff like that I never heard of or whatnot. Speaking of shows, have you watched on Tubi, my boy Authentics, the movie he was in, Jimmy Toussaint produced?
No.
It's called An Intimate Affair.
Somebody tell me I gotta watch it.
Send it to you. It's on Tubi, dog. I'm gonna send it to you. Go on Tubi and type in An Intimate Affair.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, send it to me. It's like just
I
remind me.
don't know.
You gotta just be like, watch that thing and then remind me.
Oh, well, that's different. Then
I don't go home and just watch TV. I gotta
have you
things.
watch that thing. Then I have you watch that thing.
I sleep 4 or 5 hours a
But
night.
it's
I'm always
nice.
up doing something.
It was a good movie. And okay, now I'm gonna be the movie critic. Okay, guys. Now, see, I don't want to do that on podcast because they're gonna be mad at me because nobody never understands nothing I say. You know what I mean? But it's like this. The role was played excellent. Everybody's role was played excellent. The only thing is me. I'm that girl. I'm that woman. You know what I mean? I'm like, when I see my boy, Del P did it. Authentics doing it now. Chizzy did it. All of them. They in these movies, they got these guns and all this stuff and everything. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see them doing that. That's all.
So
That's all.
what's she trying to say?
It's not saying.
What's she trying to say? She wants to take a step away from all the graphic violence.
Yeah, I don't want to see my boys in the violence. I don't.
I'll be honest.
I seen Del P do it, and I'm like, damn, that's not even him.
I'm gonna tell you how I personally feel about it. It's getting played out. It's getting so fucking played out. You can't reproduce Billy played in full. You can't reproduce those things again. And some other guys have done that. 50 Cent is like taking that to a whole another level with the whole Power Universe. And for me, it's like,
yeah, nothing's gonna get better than that. But I'm not down.
For me, it's like the Marvel Universe.
That was good, cause
and Power Universe. That's it. But all the other gun shit is getting lame. Even fucking Even Keanu Reeves is done with fucking John Wick.
Really?
He's done. That's the last one. That shit is over with. Nobody want to fucking see that shit no more. You know, it's lame. If you ain't really was, know what that whole thing is all about, don't watch TV and do some fucking nut shit, please. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It's impressionable. The kids are impressionable.
They're not doing nut shit. They're independent artists that were asked, just such as I was asked to be in the 10 Angry Black Women play. You know what I mean? With no acting. Authentic. Maybe he did a little bit of acting, but he's not an actor as per se. You know what I mean?
She got an entertainment credit, y'all.
As per se. So when you take on a role like that, you play the role. You played the shit out of the role. You know what I mean? I was expecting this as an intimate affair. I was expecting to see him get down and take some clothes off and be with a woman and shit like that. Like, I was ready for that. And I was like, oh. But I'm not giving it away. For the ones that haven't seen it, you must go on Tubi. The movies are free. Watch it. An intimate affair. Very easy. Very easy.
Tubi rolling up. They listen.
Very easy.
As people are talking about Netflix, and they talking about Tubi.
That's right. They talking all about it because, but Tubi's about to start charging. You ain't gonna be able. Some things you can see, some things you can't. It's all gonna be paid TV. You know what I mean?
Well, they're about ready. I don't know why they don't.
How to break through. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They got them girls, so they might as well do it.
Yeah. So I had a couple things I wanted to talk to you in the music culture.
Right.
Okay. All right. So a jury rules a handwritten will found under Aretha Franklin's couch cushion is valid.
Well, my question would be, does that apply to all people or just Aretha Franklin?
In 2019, Franklin's niece, she found 3 handwritten documents around the singer's home in suburban Detroit. One was dated 2014 and was found underneath a couch cushion. 2 of Franklin's sons, Keycap and Edward Franklin, argued through their lawyers that they wanted the latter note to override a separate will written in 2010. The opposing party was their brother, Ted White II, whose lawyer argued that the 2010 will should stand because it was found under lock and key in Aretha Franklin's home. The most recent will stipulates that Keycap, as well as Aretha Franklin's grandchildren, will be entitled to her home in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. The 2010 will says her sons will need to get a certificate or agree in business before becoming entitled to her estate.
Ooh.
But it does not say that in the 2014 version.
But here's the thing, and I would agree with this. They got to be about something because she built a tremendous
that's why.
legacy.
Wow.
And she don't want to lose that.
I can understand that.
To the irresponsible members of the family.
So both versions of the will allow our 4 sons to benefit from the music royalties and copyrights.
Okay.
Her 4th son, Clarence Franklin, lives in an assisted living facility and was not present at the trial.
My sister is famous. She's Aretha Franklin.
Though many of the documents was hard to read at times, The jury concluded that the 2014 note had her name signed at the bottom with a smiley face written inside the letter A. Franklin was crowned the Queen of Soul for her hits such as Respect, Chain of Fools, and Daydreaming. She died in 2018 at the age of 76 from pancreatic cancer.
So you know why that's got to be valid?
Well, they're saying...
You know why they got to validate that letter? It's because who the fuck got access to her bedroom but a trusted member of the family?
Well, one was with the lawyer and one was
Aside from
something
that,
she jotted down.
It doesn't matter if that letter was written today or in 2018.
Well, 14, the one...
It don't matter if it was written in 2018 or yesterday.
I'm saying, no, it's if you have two different ones, you got to go by the latter date.
Right. So...
She dated it, and she signed it.
Right. So there need to be some updated changes. But what I'm saying, behind the veil, somebody had to be trusted. No, what I'm saying is, who's got access to the room to find it under?
It doesn't matter. Her kids, they live with her.
Right. But somebody needed to update that trust fund. She's been gone for 5 years.
It was in court.
Recently.
No. Well, recently they came to a ruling. It's been in there for a long time.
Not since 2018.
Yes, it has.
2018, before she passed? Or shortly after?
Madonna has a serious bacterial infection.
Oh,
She had it.
Madonna.
No, that was something else. That's old news. So anyway, a half a century ago, the world first heard the voice of Freddie Mercury. You know who that is? He's from the band Queen.
Oh.
They released his first album 50 years ago and introduced the world to his singular voice. Wow. If you know anything about that.
McQueen. I know McQueen is a very powerful name in the metaphysical part of things because McQueen is also an inherited name for
Not McQueen, Queen.
Ray McQueen.
Queen.
Queen?
Yeah, the group's name is Queen.
Oh, I think you said McQueen.
No, Queen.
All right.
Queen.
Let's still look at play on a word that's very significant. Because the Queens,
They're rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. All right, Fred, what we got? What you got? What you got?
I ain't got a whole lot, just to
Ain't
let
got a
people
whole
know
lot.
servitry is all about what you can put into someone else or some other people, and also at the same time keep track of your own thing. How do we find that medium where you can keep track of your own responsibilities and priorities and still help someone who can't do their own on their own? How do you do that? The ultimate sacrifice and humanitarianism, but how? What's the boundary line? That's what I want to know. Where do you overdo it and where do you stop putting up the effort?
I think if you worry about yourself as much as you worry about other people's thing, that it goes away.
So her answer is selfishness. Examine.
That's right. You have to
Examine
be selfish
what
for
it is
yourself.
to
I
be
would never-
selfish, because
Oh my God,
selflessness
yes.
will put you in a fucking hole. Selflessness was all a play for you to
Sometimes
fucking look
you have to
after
be
people, the fucking systems, institutions, the government didn't want to, and that keeps everybody in a perpetual consistency of struggle and disparity, helping out someone else.
That's going with the concept and the practice of being happy You know what I mean? That's why you gotta let some of that stuff go. You can't. Okay. You can't. So, I wanted to talk to you, say a couple things about this right here. This is an untold story. I mean, it's not a real. Well, it's an untold story. This was written February 19, 2020. And I want to give a shout out to my nephew, my friend, my buddy, Rob Strickland. It says Pleasantville Greyhounds boys basketball team, 1995 to 1996. The Greyhounds were one of the best teams in New Jersey during these years. One of the best runs in CAL, Cape Atlantic League history, winning back-to-back Group 2 titles in 1995 and 1996, and boosted 4 1,000-point scorers. Coached by the legendary Ken Leary, a local basketball icon, and led by Jamar Perry, Clifton Jones, Rob Strickland. Sorry. And Noel Gonzalez. This team is always debated as one of the best of all times. Had a famous game with rival Atlantic City at the inaugural Battle by the Bay tournament, which most attendants stated it was the best game they ever saw. Rob's in the Hall of Fame, y'all. Just wanted to let y'all know. I'm sorry. He lost his life. He didn't wake up on July 4th. Try to get well, anyway, I can't find it right now. Sorry. I tried to read it. But they all went to, their all names is in the Hall of Fame. So y'all remember Robert Everett Strickland the third. Rob Strickland.
Rob Strickland that played for the.
I'm trying to find his stats right here. Here it is. So this was it. I don't know if y'all can see him, but if you Google his name, you can't see what his stats are like. But anyway, if you Google his name, you get his stats.
Oh, Rob Strickland.
Oh, Pleasantville, New Jersey. He played for JMU. He's in the Hall of Fame. He was drafted on 2000, the Atlantic City Seagulls, USBL, and he was signed in May, but he was released the same month for an injury or something. And he played the position of center. And y'all know what JMU, right? He was 6'10". Born in Pleasantville, September 1978. Yeah, Hall of Famer. James Madison University, Dukes. Let's look and see how this is. All right, so shout out anybody that knew Rob, knew that, he always smiled and he was very nice. His funeral's gonna be Saturday. What's it called? It's in Egg Harbor. But if you go to the hippie events, we can't make it to the funeral. Come on Sunday. See what we're gonna do. EJ said we can release balloons. So that's what we're gonna do. We got our balloon ceremony for Rob. And the hippie event. Rob. Shout out to the tribe for Rob. Rob's a part of the tribe. That's it. Most people know Rob. Well, not most people. A lot of people that I associate with, a lot of people from the tribe, they all like it. You know what I mean? I guess so. He was the tallest guy there, They didn't know his name. A lot of people didn't know his name, but they was like calling him the tall guy. Yeah. And the girl is so nice. Everybody's telling their stories and stuff, where the girl said she was so waxed. She came in there and she bumped right into him. And she said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you." And he was like, "You ain't seen me." You know what I mean? He like the tallest thing.
I didn't see you, even though you're 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
You're 7 feet tall. I didn't see you.
I didn't see you.
Okay, yeah, you didn't see me.
She probably didn't see it, you know what I mean?
She didn't see.
If you can't see, you gotta ask somebody next to you. All right, Fred, what we gonna do? We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna mark this thing off and we're gonna get up out of here. We talked a lot about Thirsty Thursdays and everybody who's thirsty.
There was some thirsty stuff though.
Trump 2024, make America great again. Let's go.
Yeah, that cocaine.
Yeah, here's the thing. Anybody you know went to a HBCU and still got their degree, you thank Trump for that. I ain't got to say no more.
Really? Let me see if I got any party music. Because every time I hit something, it's always some other shit. All right, y'all. Y'all can get busy, okay? Get busy. Hit me up. Make sure that you hit me up if you got any platform, any projects going on. You have a business. You want advertising. You want your voice to be out here. You're not getting enough sales. You want to perform. Whatever you need to do, okay? Because I didn't even tell y'all the fact that I also do A&R services, arts development, shit like that. But I don't want to, push all that because we do podcast and radio.
Yeah, we're on podcast and radio.
We do podcast and radio.
Thing, and I got a ton of business
because it's too much.
I got
tell you
about 100,000 business associates. Bring them all.
So do I, but I can't put the artists in front of them because they don't listen to shit.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
We got a theory on
that's
that.
it.
That's not for the
That's
public.
it. That's it. No, they want to jump around and they want to rap and
not
they want to be cute and
listen
stuff like that, but they don't
you.
want to go nowhere where they say, okay, this is how much we pay our artists to perform,
right,
or to show up,
right,
or to walk through, or whatever. You know what I mean? You may not even get a paycheck, but what about maybe the perk that you might get
because
just for coming through?
You have to also try to get people to realize that it's not about the money. The money comes when you get serious about the journey and the service. Then you'll never be without money.
They want fast money.
You start worrying about money and you start
They
worrying
want
about
fast
execution.
money. And fast money is not
money is
not always the solution.
Fast money is only gas money.
Fast money is gas money, exactly. And I actually really I can testify to that. Fast money is gas money, cause I can get you fast money any day.
Real money
of
to get
the
you
week,
the real money,
any
the
day
real
of
plan
the
to get you a nice
I can
car
get you
and
fast
5
money.
of them cars and a couple houses.
any day of the week. But you can't get fame. You understand? This is a stepping stone to fame. And Fred wasn't here when we broke it down. So we're gonna break this down in lieu of playing a song on the way up out of here.
Let's see it, because I didn't get the breakdown. I missed the breakdown.
What's that?
I love a breakdown.
Huh?
I love a good breakdown. Yeah.
Well, and we're gonna start doing Music Mondays, artists. So Music Mondays, the artists are going to get radio play. They can submit their tracks, and I give them exposure on online radio, so they can earn the royalties. You know, and I always cater to the indies, so you know what I mean. But I'm making a price list. Period. No, that wasn't even. So podcasts and these internet radio shows, okay? So, like we said, the podcasts are taking the world by storm. You know, we are episodic audio projects, and there are highly effective ways to get your ideas out into the world. So, you know, for things like movies, TVs, films, even books, plays, all kinds of stuff, just to get your content out into the world, your voice out into the world. And there's many podcasts out there, many podcasts. They're coming up. I mean, it's hard. We understand that it's hard to come up with like captivating ideas. You know, we got to keep talking and, you know, mostly people do have the same ideas over and over again, things that have been done. You know, it's daunting and it gets on your nerves because you've seen it before. But basically, these podcasts, they've been created to broadcast content. And it's a great method of delivery. Podcasts create a relationship of trust between the audience and the podcaster, and therefore are useful for conversions. And what I mean by conversions is like digital marketing formats, and where the listeners go through a narrative by sound, music, and dialogue, which can give them, you know, an immersive and relevant experience in context. You know what I mean? So it's like me telling them, oh, well, if you go to Fred's sneaker shop, you can go get a 25% discount, and it's only going to cost you such and such. Just tell them you went to, you heard it on the Company Level podcast. You're going to take $50 off. You understand what I'm saying? Or you came on here with your product, you're selling cheesecakes, Ines. Look, I don't know why it happened, but anyway, you're selling cheesecakes, more people know about it, not just in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia may be the home of the cheesecake or the cream cheese, but I think New York has that beat. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. More people know about you because you're on here. So we're saying that podcasts are the best methods to talk and enjoy your passions. It's a great way of teaching and sharing information, you know, and then you can reach people on a personal level, you know, and you got free speech. We can say anything we want.
Freedom of speech.
That's right.
That's number one.
And we're releasing a lot of endorphins with this brain stimulation.
Yeah, that part too.
That part. You know?
Some meltdown.
I'm not melting down.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, well, it's okay because you're still releasing your
respond with so much
endorphins.
passion.
Passion. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And the brand loyalty, okay? You trust the host and you have a great connection. If I tell you about a brand,
You
it's
listen.
good.
You listen.
Okay? That's right. If I tell you about a brand, it's worth a try. And then you learn about some brands that you didn't even know. And you was like, oh, I could have did that over there. But you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So podcasts are one of the most effective advertising media platforms today.
Mhm.
And status was in 2019 47% higher in comparison to radio,
Mhm.
and 27% higher in comparison than TV.
Yep.
Podcasts.
Because people ain't watching TV no more.
Podcasts.
They're watching podcasts and then they want to
Because they
stop and
want
watch
other
Power.
things. They want other
That's it. They're
things.
not
You
watching
know,
that shit
we ain't
that's on
got power.
TV.
We ain't got power. but we
TV
got
is strictly
power to
TV.
podcasts.
TV is strictly for senior
Power to
citizens.
podcasts.
Listen, this is how it goes. TV is strictly for kids and senior citizens. Podcast is for everyone else
Power to
that
podcasts.
watches the podcast, and then on the side they go to the movies to watch Marvel movies, and Power when 50 Cent drops more Power shit. That's what I do, and that's what people like me do, and that's it. We work, we build businesses and opportunities for other people, and then we wind down and try to watch a podcast or Power or a Marvel movie. That's it.
Mm.
That's just me.
Yeah, well, I lost it. All right, we're about to get out of here anyway. I was thinking about I was going to play a song.
Go ahead,
Right.
Tasha, go on, stuff.
Bit by bit. What? That's Sparty Z with his ad libs. It's called Get It. Sparky Z. Moment's Notice. And Razor OBH.
I'ma get it all. You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it all.
That's what I want you to tell us. You gonna get it. However you gotta do it, you gotta get it.
You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it all. I'ma get it all.
Hood left in 08, I tried to make the hood quick. Letting off that 40 so much, I think my wrist ache. Slugs banging on his head till his damn brain break. We leaving the closed casket, we leaving the closed case. Tie up your bootlace, yup, this a new day. Real niggas don't die, they just get about the way you snooze. You lose, and death be your destiny. Decomposed body, maggots molesting me. I'm who I'm supposed to be. I ain't no gimmick, see. Other niggas mimic me, but I don't let it get to me. I was booked for a shotty. Drake got a sentence, and I hung around many men trying to stack my 50 cents. Dollars dripping, chopping for a nigga, think I'm smelling it. Basket order coffee, either way, I'm hammering it. This for my peoples in the struggle, for my homies in the beans, eating chichis in the huddle.
I'ma get it all. You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it all. I'ma get it all. You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it all. I heard the words of a lot of niggas, seen a lot of death by a lot of triggers, a lot of double crosses by a lot of bitches, a lot of lines drawn, a lot of lies missing. Sonny said I would, but I never listened. Word in my pop that I paid attention. Riding around with that wet band, no time for no second guessing. Call me the tutor, pop up at the ruler, teach you pussy for the little lesson. Watch out, these bitches don't shave, off boy get mad, y'all nigga get paid. Try them on my light, I'ma shine anyway. Live life in the night, but I'm bright as the day. All I like for what they say, I'ma get it, don't get in the way. Watch out, these bitches don't shave, off boy get mad, y'all nigga get paid. Try them on my light, I'ma shine anyway. Live life in the
the night, but I'm right as a day. All I like for what they say, I'ma get it, don't get in the way. All I like for what they say, I'ma get it, every given way. I'ma get it, no lie. You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it, no lie. I'ma get it, no. I'ma get it, no. I'ma get it, no lie. You ain't living fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it, no lie. I'ma get it, no. I'ma get it, no. I'ma get it, no lie. See that niggas' eyes every time I roll by. Got these bitches on my dick and I don't even know why. Got like 30 in the clip just in case you niggas try. I'ma live it, I'ma get it till I die. I let that bitch and got a better bitch survive. I make that money, oh I let it stack so high. I smoke like 30 in the day, I be so high, I be so fly. I just like they can't do why, it's not a mistake I do why. You get that makeup when you die, we do not make up when you cry. I go big up, that's a pop, I'm screaming PIP the guap. If I ever see it skill, I'ma put it next to the pop. I'ma get it.
Alright, y'all, we gotta get up out of here.
Fucking feelings, what you really know about it. I'ma get it, no lie. I'ma get it, no. I'ma get it, no lie. You ain't living fucking feeling what you really know about it. I'ma get it,